Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at both charts and update here Bitcoin and Cardano. We can see that Bitcoin is currently sitting at 44.7k, slight upside from earlier today, and Cardano pretty much remained on the same level. Most cryptos are up in the last 7 days, with a very few exceptions, I think, but overall the whole market is up. Today, however, everything's moving sort of sideways and waiting for Bitcoin's move. So we are looking here at the Bitcoin 1 hour chart we are really still here in this wave 4 scenario where we are in between the resistance areas of 44.4k and 45.5. You've got these two red lines and the price needs to push through here. It's getting closer to this decision point at 45.5, where we had that wick that you can see here from the 7th of February, right? Or the 8th of February, where we touched the 45.5, but the Bitcoin price could not push through. Since then, we've seen here a lower high, another higher high, and well, compared to these are all lower highs, but compared to that previous lower high here, Bitcoin is now making local higher highs again and also local higher lows, but also with strong retracements in between. Looking at the price action, for me this all looks still corrective, and I do still expect a sell-off into the region below 28.7k, before we reach 46.5. Now, of course, as you know, I don't have a crystal ball, nobody has it, and this is all possible within the wave 4 scenario, that we can get all the way up to 46.5. Now, if we move above that, that will unlock higher prices and significantly higher prices, but not to all-time high level. The indicators just wouldn't support that, longer term indicators, but certainly then you can get a bit of a run, sort of a relief rally after that whole correction that we had over the last few months. So that is then possible. I did talk about that scenario in previous videos, and we can look at it in more detail as soon as we have a decision here. At the moment, the market needs to make the decision. This is not always the case. Oftentimes, remain in the last 2 months, I remained bearish here with Bitcoin, but now we're at a potential turnaround point where we can see a more significant run to the upside. If we break 46.5k, and I'll make you aware of that before it happens, but this is not confirmed yet, so before that happens, we need to break the 46.5k level. If that is broken, you can expect, I think, a jump of the price, and that could then take us to 51k to start with, but possibly even higher. But we're going to look at that if it gets to that. At the moment, I'm skeptical that we're going to get there. I still remain here of the view that we are getting that final wave 5 sell-off. At the moment, we are still here, obviously doing the move to the upside, adhering to the ascending trend line to really confirm now the sell-off or the wave 5 that we talked about in previous videos here. This wave 5 that would take us here into the lower target area between 20 and 28k, or 28.7k. We now need lower lows. We need a new low, and I think then we can expect here prices to go down lower. At least we would need to break here the 42.8k level, that previous low here. Then I'd be quite confident that we're actually starting that sell-off. Until then, we can see here how the Bitcoin price is slowly moving higher. Until then, however, it's pretty much in the limbo. We are here. We can't really comment. There were 2 scenarios that can now play out. I remained clearly bearish over the last few months, and now we are just at this decision point. Still, my primary expectation is that we come down lower, but we are getting very close to a decision point. Nothing has been invalidated yet. Everything's still possible, and the probability for me is still here on the side that we're going to go lower. Just to emphasize that, but it's getting more and more interesting the higher we go, and maybe with the release of the CPI data and the US markets opening, maybe we already see a decision. So that will be a very interesting day today, or in the next few days we're going to see something here. Looking at the indicators, we have seen here, we are here quite high already on the 1 hour chart. For example, we are ranking at 65 on the RSI, which is fairly high. On the 4 hour chart as well, 64, and on the daily chart, or on the, let's go to the 8 hour chart first, we are already overbought, nearly overbought. We were overbought. We are still quite high. So the question is, how high can the price really go? So it's getting to its limits, and also here on the daily, we're now at 65, 66. So these shorter term indicators already point towards a sell-off, yeah, because you are now quite high, and you can at some point, expect a correction. And this correction, it could just be, if it is a, let's say if you come down here, yeah, and you see a more significant correction, which I expect either way. So even if we break the 46.5, there will be another correction because you're just too high on these lower time frame indicators. So let's say we come down like that, and if you then make a higher low, I think that is then where I would probably add to my positions again, yeah. And I think that could come down to the range of 38, 39k again. That is where I would then go in, because if it's a higher low, then we could say with possibly more confidence that the low was already in the temporary low. I still think, even if we break here the 46.5, again, just need to emphasize that there are no misunderstandings. This will still be a corrective move, because the longer time frame indicators just do not support yet a move to new all-time highs. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I think we need that final correction down here into the target area sooner or later, before we can go to new all-time highs. That's very important, that message. Now here on Cardano, on the chart, pretty much no movement since my earlier video, so I don't really need to spend much time on that here. Cardano is now, I'll go to the 1 hour chart. Cardano is still, after it broke here through that, we had this trend line here on the chart that was obviously broken, so I can take that out. That was broken to the downside after we broke here through the that triangle, yeah. So we've got a new pattern here on the chart. We've got a new oops, don't know why that's in the way there now. Okay, we've got a new pattern here on the chart now. And again, it looks a bit like a head and shoulders. You've got a high here, then you make a higher high, and you make a lower high now. And the price is now struggling to make another higher high. So, if it doesn't, and if we really are here at the 120 resistance line, it seems like that's a horizontal one. Yeah, you've got various points here where you tried to break through and you couldn't. So here on the 7th of February, resistance, and another time resistance. Now, I mean, we are moving up here in an ascending triangle. So just to point that out, yeah, we're getting here close to a horizontal resistance, and Cardano now needs to break it. Otherwise, we're probably going to lose that trend line, and then we can go all the way down to $1 again. I think to a degree this now depends on Bitcoin. What is the momentum that is generated by Bitcoin? Because as we've seen, the ADA and the BTC prices are now moving pretty much in the same way. You can see that on the ADA BTC chart. It's pretty much going horizontally. So whatever the decision will be on the Bitcoin chart, I think you will see that moving over to the Cardano chart shortly. If Bitcoin moves really above that 46.5k level, and we can then see higher prices, then I think Cardano could really also see another boost. That would be good for Cardano holders, of course, because Cardano has already done what it needs to do, I think, in that correction. It has come into my target areas, especially to the original one, even broke below that. And it has done what it needs to do in the correction, but we still have this lower target area now on the chart, since the previous was broken to the downside. But we also haven't come below 92 cents yet. So there is a chance we could see here higher highs, and we could break that channel to the upside. But I think that is going to happen only if Bitcoin is managing to break above 46.5k. So it's, the next few days, maybe also release of the CPI data and the opening of the US markets today are going to give us some more direction into where it's going to head. At the moment, it's pretty much sideways, slight upside here on the Bitcoin chart, but nothing that would really point towards any kind of a decision. All right, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe consider to join as a channel member. And as a channel member, you can get access to Discord, Telegram, and also a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.